Logan is a masterful piece of cinema and a beautiful send-off for Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Still, some interesting scenes and ideas ended up cut from the final movie, including a reunion with Sabretooth, mutant cameos, and a tragic flashback. Yippee-ki-yay movie lovers, it's Jan here, and in this video I'm going to talk about some of the scenes and concepts rejected or cut from the final Logan movie. Just before I get into those, I've got a cool giveaway for a second set of Logan merchandise. For a chance to win, all you have to do is subscribe and leave a comment about Logan or the deleted scenes on this video. The prize includes a t-shirt, shot glasses, a dog tag bottle opener, and a metal notebook. And for bonus ways to enter, check out the Gleam link in the video description below. Of course, there are spoilers in this video, so if you haven't seen Logan yet, check out my spoiler-free review and come back here when you've had a chance to watch the movie. An idea that was rejected early in script development was a flashback scene that would have shown exactly what happened during the Westchester Incident. In the final movie, we get numerous allusions to the catastrophe, such as a news report stating that an incident similar to the one we see at the casino in Oklahoma City occurred around a year previously, and that 7 mutants were killed and over 600 people were injured. The original idea was that the flashback would explain what happened with Professor X and Wolverine in Westchester, and it was actually going to be the very first scene in the movie. However, the filmmakers thought it would be more powerful if the audience was left wondering. Screenwriter Michael Green says he's interested to see what fans theorize about the event, but that knowing exactly what happened doesn't matter, as it's the emotional effect that the incident had on Charles and Logan that's important. Flashbacks were also considered for other moments in Logan's past. For example, there's some beautiful unused concept art of Alkali Lake by designer Shay Schatz. And there was another idea for a flashback scene featuring the location where the movie's villains lived, a residence which included a pool, a helipad, and a killer view. The unused concept art also reveals an alternate design for the tank where Charles was being kept by Logan. And curiously, in some early sketches, it looks like Logan originally had a little canine companion, which might have given him more of a Mad Max vibe. And it was in Oklahoma City where we might have seen a reunion between Logan and Victor Creed, aka Sabretooth. As the Logan movie was being developed, Liev Schreiber expressed interest in reprising the role of Sabretooth one final time. And an early idea was mooted that Logan would seek out his half-brother and former nemesis Sabretooth for help. It was never to be though, and the idea fell by the wayside. But would you have liked to have seen the pair back together before Hugh Jackman's retirement as Wolverine? I've got to say, I love the tone they went for in the final movie, and various mutant cameos might not have fit so well with that pared down story. Still, although the Wolverine clone X-24 was played by Hugh Jackman himself, I did get a slight Sabretooth vibe when X-24 first appeared during that brutal fight scene at the Munson family home. The dinner conversation that Logan and Charles have with the Munsons could have been much darker, as an alternate version of the scene was filmed where the Munsons ask Logan if he's married. Charles replies that Logan was married, but that he killed her. Gould explained that he didn't use that version of the scene because it felt just too dark, at a moment in the film that was meant to provide a little levity, especially with the events which happened later at the Munsons farm. By the way, if that scene had made it into the final film, it's unclear what exactly that would have meant for the X-Men timeline, which, after Days of Future Past, appeared to invalidate the timeline of the first 3 X-Men movies, at the end of which Wolverine killed Jean Grey. Early in the story, director James Gould also toyed with the idea of Logan meeting a group of other mutants on an underground railroad during his journey. The mutants would probably have been cameos by characters that fans would recognise. However, Gould decided that including them would have felt forced given the movie's tone, and ultimately they would have undermined the loneliness of Logan's world. One character that fans have been desperate to see alongside Wolverine, and for a long time was rumoured to appear in Logan, is Deadpool. It would have been great to see Wolverine and Deadpool on screen together, you know, in a good film, not just X-Men Origins Wolverine. But as Ryan Reynolds explained, the Merc with a mouth wouldn't have mixed with the tone of Logan. Wade Wilson and Deadpool did get a little teaser for Deadpool 2, complete with a cameo by Stan Lee in the short No Good Deed. But the way that the movie Logan worked out in terms of mood and storyline, for me it was better that Deadpool wasn't part of the main film. The supervillain Mr. Sinister, aka Nathaniel Essex, was teased in the X-Men Apocalypse post-credits, with Bryan Singer stating that the third Wolverine movie would introduce the villain properly. However, later James Gould decided not to include the flashy supervillain in Logan, as he wanted to keep the film very grounded and step away from the huge spectacle of the other movies in the X-Men franchise. Gould wanted the audience to feel as if they could run into Wolverine on the street, so he made the choice to avoid including larger-than-life villains in brightly coloured costumes like Mr. Sinister. But don't despair if you are a fan of the Mr. Sinister character, as Simon Kinberg has now said that Mr. Sinister will be introduced in a future X-Men movie. It was certainly a great choice to make Logan a very different type of movie within the superhero genre. However, it does mean we never got to see Hugh Jackman in Wolverine's classic canary yellow costume. We did see the suit once, but only in an alternate ending to Mangold's 2013 The Wolverine movie. Actually, before Logan was released, Hugh Jackman teased fans when he tweeted a picture of a Wolverine action figure in the original costume. The bright yellow costume wouldn't have fit in neatly with the tone that the Logan movie went for though, so in the end the closest we got was via an Easter egg at Logan's funeral, when one of the mutant children was holding a Wolverine toy dressed in the classic costume. Mangold has explained his decision not to include the costume by stating that, for him, Logan is the least narcissistic of all the superheroes, and that the desire to put on a trademarked outfit and prance about doing good deeds while people recognise him for them seems very unlike Wolverine. In fact, in the final movie, Logan himself tears into the way events from his life are depicted in the comics and has no time for self-promoting people in leotards. As for Mangold, he believes that Wolverine's costume works best in the comics, but not so much on screen, or at least not on Hugh Jackman in the Logan movie. So, how do you feel about the deleted scenes and characters? Do you think James Mangold got it right with his final cut, or is there anything you wish he'd included? Don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe for a chance to win this awesome Logan merchandise. And if you enjoyed this, I really appreciate you giving it a thumbs up and sharing it. And also, why not check out some more videos on my channel you might like? You can tap or click here to do just that. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!